Today in this topic we will understand what is programming model of microprocessor 8085. So what is programming model? The programming model is nothing but the collection of registers which is available to programmer for the purpose of programming. So a programmer can use these registers which is available inside 8085 microprocessors ALU. So these are also called CPU registers. So here, as you can see, this is a register called accumulator or A register. So the accumulator is a 8-bit register which can store 8-bit data and it is an important register and very special to microprocessor because it also stores the result. Whenever microprocessor perform any arithmetic, logical operations, a result will be generated and that result will be loaded automatically in this accumulator register or A register. The next one is the general purpose registers. So general purpose registers are B, C, D, E, H and L. So all these 6 registers are called general purpose registers which are available to programmer. A programmer can use these 8-bit registers B, C, D and HL as a general purpose to store any intermediate data during the instructions or any operations. Then another thing is these registers are also used as a pair. Suppose if a microprocessor is performing 16-bit operation, so in that case these registers can be used as a pair. So B and C together will be used as a 16-bit register for 16-bit operations. Similarly, D and E register will be also used as a 16-bit register, and similarly the H and L will also be used as 16-bit register. So these are general purpose registers. Next we will see the program counter, the another an important register. Here you can see the program counter which is a 16-bit register. Point to be noted here that microprocessor is an 8-bit register. Microprocessor has 8-bit registers, or we can say a microprocessor 8085 is a 8-bit microprocessor because it has ALU accumulator register of 8-bit size, and all these general purpose registers are also of 8-bit size. But there are two special registers, stack pointer and program counter. All these registers, all two registers are 16-bit registers. And one more register is a flag register which is again an 8-bit register. So we will talk about flag register later on. Now we will concentrate on these two registers, program counter and stack pointer. As you can see, these are 16-bit registers. We know that microprocessor 8085 has 16 address lines here. So this is the reason why these two registers are 16-bit, because these two registers stores 16-bit address, and these data lines are 8-bit of size because all these registers are 8-bit registers. So this means that accumulator, flag, B, C, D, E and HL, all these registers are 8-bit size because the data line will be having of 8-bit size, and these two registers, stack pointer and program counter, are 16-bit because the address lines are 16-bit. Means these two registers will have 16-bit address in itself. Let us understand what type of 16-bit address these two registers store. First one is the program counter, which is a very important register, which is a 16-bit register as we have discussed, which is used in sequencing of execution of instructions. For example, microprocessor is connected to a memory and microprocessor wishes to read the program, and suppose we are storing our opcodes or programs on these locations, and if microprocessor reads these opcodes, this operation is called opcode fetch. Remember that we have seen there are a few machine operations like memory read, memory write, IO read and IO write. Similarly, there is one more machine operation, opcode fetch, which is nothing but memory read plus decoding. So what is this opcode fetch? Opcode fetch is a machine operation where microprocessor reads opcodes or instructions from memory. So all these opcodes will be read by microprocessor one by one, because this is a program which is written on memory location which is consecutive, one after another. So when microprocessor reads these opcodes, this address will be stored in program counter. So when this opcode is read by microprocessor and executed, or we can say a decoded, memory read plus decoding, meanwhile the program counter updates to 2001. Automatically this program counter gets incremented after each opcode fetch machine operation. When the next opcode will be read by microprocessor and decoded, then program counter gets updated, incremented by 1. So program counter will become 2002. So program counter is nothing but a register which stores the address of the next byte or the opcode to be fetched from memory, which is nothing but a machine cycle called opcode fetch. And program counter gets an increment by 1 in a sequential order. So program counter is responsible for sequencing of instructions. So the program counter helps to execute a program one after the another. Coming next to the stack pointer. Stack is a data structure which is available in memory of 8085. Suppose there is a memory segment of microprocessor which is connected to microprocessor, and there are some data stored in this stack segment. So obviously there will be certain addresses, suppose 3003, 3004, 3005. So this memory location or this segment, if we declare this as a stack, so stack pointer will contain 3003. The address of the top element will be stored in stack pointer, and if we push further any other data, in this stack, so it goes to 3002. So now stack pointer will have 3002 as an address. So what stack pointer keeps track is the address of the top element of the stack. Suppose if we delete these elements, then this will be the top element. In that case, stack pointer will have 3004 as a address of top element. So it helps to maintain and manage the stack. This is called stack pointer. Coming next to the another important register is the flag register. So this is how a flag register looks like, which has 8-bit, but there are few bits which are not defined or not used, and apart from these 3 bits which is not used, there are 5 bits which has a certain meaning, and this register tells us about the quality of the result. Remember that we have told you that the result will always be loaded into accumulator. So whatever the result is generated after the operation will be loaded into accumulator, and flag register tells us about the quality of that result generated, which is in accumulator, right? So there are 5 flag bits: sign flag, zero flag, auxiliary carry flag, parity flag, and carry flag. These flags are, as we have told you, are critical important in decision making process. So this also helps to test a condition. Remember that in C language we have for loop and if else conditions or while loop, wherein we test some conditions and make decisions that whether we want to perform certain operation or we do not want to perform. So if there is a decision making whether we want to perform some task or some other task, so those types of decision making will be done based upon these flags. Suppose a sign flag, the status of sign flag can be 0 or can be 1. So if the status of sign flag is 0, microprocessor will perform some other task, and if sign flag goes 1, then microprocessor can perform some other task. Likewise with 0 flag, if it is 0, it will perform some other task. If 0 flag is 1, then microprocessor can perform some other task. So we can use flag bits to perform a decision making processes. Let us see when these flag bits are set or reset. The first one is the 0 flag. So 0 flag is set to 1 when the result is 0, otherwise it is reset. The reset means 0, right? Suppose a microprocessor is performing an operation where the result is generated as 0. So if the result generated in an operation is 0, then 0 flag becomes 1, right? So if the result is 0, then 0 flag become 1 automatically, and if result is some other value, maybe negative value or maybe positive value, in both the cases 0 flag will become 0. So many students makes a mistake here, that if result generated is 0, then 0 flag becomes 0. It is not like that. Kindly remember this point carefully, that when result generated is 0, then 0 flag becomes 1, and when result is non-zero, maybe positive or negative, then 0 flag becomes 0. Okay. Next one is the carry flag. So as the name suggests, this is a carry flag which keeps track of carry. Suppose the microprocessor is performing some operation wherein a carry is generated from the MSB of a bit. In that case, carry flag becomes 1, otherwise it remains reset or 0. Next is the sign flag. So if a result has D7 bit as 1, then sign flag becomes 1, otherwise it remains 0. Suppose in accumulator a result is generated like this. So here you can see this bit is called MSB, most significant bit, which is 1. So if this becomes 1 in a result which is available in accumulator, then we can say sign flag becomes 1 automatically. and if any result is generated, suppose like this, an 8-bit result like this, then here you can see MSB is 0. In such case, sign flag becomes 0. So whatever the status of MSB will be the status of sign flag bit. So this is how sign flag works. Coming to the next is parity. So here the parity is called even parity. So when there is an even number of ones, the parity flag will become 1. So let us suppose that the result generated in accumulator is this one. So here you can count the number of ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 6 is a even number. So if the number of ones are even, then parity flag becomes 1 automatically inside the flag register. And suppose if accumulator has result like this, so here in this 8-bit result you can see number of ones is 1, 2 and 3. So 3 is an odd number, then parity bit becomes 0. So this is how the parity flag works, and we call this parity as an even parity, because parity is 1 when there is an even number of ones. So we call this as an even parity. Let's see how auxiliary carry works. So as the name suggests, it is a carry, but it is not a carry which we have understood here, right? This is an auxiliary carry. So when there is an operation of addition, there will be a carry. Suppose if there is a carry generated from D3 bit to D4 bit, then this is called auxiliary carry. Let us understand in detail how these flags works. Considering this example, suppose the accumulator has E4H. H shows the hexadecimal value. So E4 is a 8-bit hexadecimal value which is available inside accumulator, and B has 9FH, which is again an 8-bit data available in B register, right? So if we convert this hexadecimal value, E4 will become 11100100, and if we convert this 9F, it become 10011111. So A and B, these are two values which is stored in A and B. Suppose now microprocessor performs add B instruction, then what will be the status of flag register? So add B is a instruction which performs A plus B operation and result goes to A register. So here we need to add A and B register bit by bit. So if we add these two values, the result will be 0 and 1 is 1. Here is the result, 0 and 1 again 1, 1 and 1 0, and there will be a carry, right? 1 and 1 0, and there will be a carry again, then 1 and 1 0, and then there will be a carry again, there will be a carry, and in last when there is a carry, the result becomes more than 8-bit. It becomes 9-bit result. So technically accumulator is a 8-bit register which cannot store 9-bit result. So this bit, which is nothing but a carry generated from here, is an overflow which cannot be accommodated or which cannot be stored in accumulator. So this bit is called carry flag, as we have seen earlier. So carry flag will become 1 in this case because a carry is generated from D7 bit and result become 9-bit, but accumulator is 8-bit. So accumulator can store from this to this 8-bit, and this 1 bit, which is nothing but a carry, will be stored in carry flag or a CY flag and becomes 1. So in this result 1 0 0 0 0 0 1 1 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So this is our result. Here you can see the parity 1 2 and 3. So we need to count number of ones is 1 2 and 3 is an odd number. So when there is a odd number of ones, parity flag becomes 0, right? And if you observe, there is a carry generated from D3 bit to D4 bit. So this is called as auxiliary carry. So auxiliary carry will also be 1 in this case. And the result generated here is not a 0, it is a non-zero number. So if this is a non-zero number, then 0 flag will become 0, right? And the MSB of the result is 1. That is the reason the sign flag becomes 1. So this will be the status of flag bits after this operation. Let us take one more example and understand. Suppose if accumulator has E4H and B register has again E4H. So if we convert it into binary, it becomes 1 1 1 0 0 1 0 0. And if microprocessor performs subtraction, then it will perform A minus B and result goes to A. So if we perform similar data from the similar one, A and B both are same, so A minus B is nothing but will give result as a 0. So now accumulator will have the result this one, right? In this case, as you can see, there is no carry generated from this side, so carry becomes 0, and there is no carry generated from D3 to D4, hence auxiliary carry is also 0, and this entire result is 0. That is the reason why 0 flag becomes 1, and this MSB is 0. That is the reason sign flag is 0. The last is the parity. As we have discussed that parity becomes 1 when there is an even number of ones. So here you can see there is no 1 present here. So the number of ones is 0, and 0 is considered even in 8085 microprocessor. Therefore the parity becomes 1.